Salams and Jumbo. Welcome to the Baraza Banter podcast. Grab a cup of tea and maybe even some mandazi and join us on our journey as we change the world one sip at a time.
Before we introduce ourselves, let's play a game of If You Were Famous. So we actually managed to keep our identity a secret for a long time. And through this game, you, the listeners, can guess who the hosts are.
Let's see how many of our listeners can guess who we are. This is how the game will go. There are three hosts. Host A, which is my voice.
Host B, which is my voice.
And host C, which is my voice.
Each of us hosts are going to be guessing what we'd be famous for if we were. All right, so I'll get us started.
Let's start with host C.
If host C was famous, she'd be famous for her amazing photography skills.
Oh, agreed.
I think she's a very passionate activist.
Now, okay, this is a little on the spot. I say if host A was famous, she'd be known for her chai craze. I mean, that woman can't get through the day without her precious cup of chai.
And I'm actually drinking chai as we speak.
There we go. Along with that, I'd say she's quite passionate for education as well and is actually already on the path to helping many academically.
Okay, let's see. If host B would be famous, she would probably be famous for being multilingual. In fact, she knows 6 languages. And people also commonly knew her as Little Muliani when she was a kid.
I beg to differ.
That's a good one.
Now, if that doesn't give it away, I don't know what will.
Yeah, honestly. I think we've given them enough clues for now. So let's give them a few seconds to guess.
So if you haven't already guessed who we are...
If the addiction to chai didn't give it away, Assalamu alaikum. I'm host A, Faliha Rashid. I recently graduated from university with a BA in psychology and 2 minors in English and HR.
Salams, my name is Zoha Hemraj and I am currently studying my bachelor's in optometry. Little Muliani, not quite sure, but I try to make an impact with whatever I say.
Guys, do you remember her cute little face in the Iran?
No, okay, all right, moving on. We have our host C. Host C?
Yeah, so I'm host C. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Zahra Rashid. I'm a sophomore in university, currently studying mass communication with a concentration in journalism, and I'm the famous photographer.
Now, guys, one thing that came to mind is why exactly are we doing this podcast? As in, how are we individually contributing to it?
I think as I grew older, I realized that we really needed a communal safe space where we talk about topics that may be considered a taboo and resolve them. Because usually we talk about controversial topics, but there's never really a solution that's provided behind it. And so in this podcast, we're really going to try and resolve those taboo topics and keep in mind our teachings, whilst also removing the cultural aspect that most often acts as a barrier between our relation with Allah and our deen.
Yeah, I agree. I think highlighting the difference between culture and religion is really important. And this is the best place to start.
So, Felia, let's say, what an example, if I am to think of an example, would an example be, let's say, a difference in culture or nationality resulting to difference in the respect given to them as well?
Yeah, I think that's a really big topic in our community that we're going to be talking about in one of our podcasts.
All right. Personally, I think as a representative of my community, this podcast will allow me to share the values I have grown up with in a service to humanity and cherish the ups and downs we have faced through the frequency of our voices.
Yeah, so I've always struggled with a sense of belonging. So I see this platform as a way to help the youth of our community, including myself, to feel that sense of connection and belonging with each other.
Definitely. I think we really want to create a safe space for everyone to voice their opinions and struggles as we grow together in faith, no matter what that struggle is and no matter what level of faith you're at right now. And also, keep in mind, this is a no judgment zone. Okay, so let's get started with the main topic of our podcast, which is our mosque memories. Especially a lot of us have been at home for so long and haven't been able to go to the mosque and meet people. So we're going to throw a little bit of nostalgia and
No, good old days.
yeah, the good old days. So Zoha, would you like to get us started?
Sure. In fact, as you were speaking, Pili, I was just thinking that mosque memories, and I'm sure our listeners will agree as well that when someone says mosque memories, what is, let's say, what's the first word that comes to mind, or the first memory, or the first image that comes to mind? Um, I think for many would it probably be like the long mosque nights, or let's say the madrasa classes. But I think in general, one of the things that I really appreciate about our community is that we had a fun aspect related to every mosque memory that we have. So, as an example, madrasa. Madrasa, yeah, instead of thinking that it's Saturday again, we have madrasa again. We our teachers made sure that we learned in a fun way, and we had like let's say we had game days, we had fairs, and there were so many other fun aspects as well. And that's one of the things. That's one of the reasons we have a good like sweet mosque memories, because
Yeah,
we made so many friends along the way as well.
yeah, for sure. And like when you mentioned fun, the
Mhm.
first thing that came to my mind was sports.
Oh
Because
yeah.
that was, yeah, like that was just like a chill time. We'd meet up with friends, play. And the next thing that came up into my mind was Unity Games because we hosted it and twice, 2015 and 2019.
2019, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't there for the 2019 one, unfortunately, but 2015, wow, that was the first time I had experienced like seeing so many people from all over the world from our community in one place, supporting each other, all the cheers, the opening ceremony, the closing ceremony, the games in between, the food, hanging out with each other, meeting new people. That was just an amazing experience, and I don't think a lot of people have that. And so to be blessed with that type of community, I think is just another level.
And I think not only the Unity Games, we've had like so many tournaments before as well, like held all around the world. And
Yeah.
I feel like this gives us such a, it's one of the things that gives us a sense of belonging to our community. It's so amazing to see how we're all so spread out. And I think it wouldn't be wrong to say that it's like a home away from home, how we have a community almost everywhere or anywhere in the world that you go now.
Yeah, and I mean we had players from Switzerland, from Sweden. Like
Mm-hmm.
you would never think that we have a community over there, but we do.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, speaking of a sense of belonging, I would like to give a disclaimer first before I start. I know madrasa is a little bit of a controversial memory for everyone,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm in fact one of those controversial people that actually enjoyed madrasa. I think it was an opportunity to see my mosque friends after a whole week and an opportunity to learn our religion practically. And once in a while, we even had sports days and carnivals, trips, and other fun activities. And I think it was just overall a really fun time.
Yeah, and I think even I'm one of those controversial people. I think it just
You
depends.
do realize that your teacher could be listening to this right now, right?
I think it just depends on each person individually, their experiences. But I would always look forward to it with my friends. It was a time where we would like meet each other and get up to no good. Sorry, teachers. But we also had like a really good relationship with our teachers. And so that's what made it so much more fun. And at least I viewed it as less of a hassle every week. Instead, it was like so much fun.
And adding on to that, I'd say like, okay, so when I do think of mosque memories, I think a big part of it is occupied by like my Ramadan memories. I mean, ranging from the long mosque nights that we had to the excitement of the first, like, the first day, meeting your friends, looking forward to, okay, which darsa class am I in? Going for iftars together, having those iftar and sehri parties, sports, as Faliha mentioned. And just like it was such a beautiful vibe, such a beautiful atmosphere. It would make me look forward to attending mosque, and like every single day was exciting. I'd look forward to the next day thinking, all right, what am I going to be doing today? how am I going to be spending my day in my Ramadan productively with my community? So in that way, I'd say we definitely are blessed. And my overall mosque memories, I'd say, are all positive and all sweet, alhamdulillah.
Yeah, Ramadan is like you just don't want it to end, right? It's you just want it to keep going. Like every month should be Ramadan.
Mm-hmm. Like you wish you'd be able to set it as a default setting.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. We'd like to give a huge shout out to our community who have shaped us into the people we are today and given us these beautiful memories to reminisce in the first place, as well as a home, regardless of where we are in the world, like Zoha had mentioned.
This was your weekly dose of Baraza Banter.
We hope you enjoyed.
Until the next cup of tea, where we will be discussing Muslim representation in the media. So stay tuned for that one.
Peace.